Hi, my name's Sue Ellen. I'm a third year nursing student and this is NMIH308 Assessment 1 Part B. This presentation is a reflection on how I implemented strategies to improve a professional skill which I identified in Assessment 1 Part A. I'll discuss how I implemented my strategies using Driscoll's What, So What, Now What model of reflection. This is an easy reflection model to use and one which I can take into my nursing career. In Part A of this assessment, I completed a SWOT analysis. From this analysis, I identified that a professional skill I needed to focus on was my attention to detail. I chose to focus on this professional skill as I believe it's something that is extremely important in nursing. Nurses are busy people. They deal with life and death and health and sickness during every shift. As a result, it is very important for nurses to pay strict attention to detail so that they don't make mistakes. Absent-mindedly writing down the wrong patient name, symptoms, medication, or other details can lead to negative consequences. This is something I want to avoid on my watch. So to practice improving my chosen professional skill on clinical placement, I decided I would create a work plan. This would give me a plan in which I could take advantage of any opportunities and focus on improving my skill. It would include opportunities to take care of patients from the beginning to the end of my shift. To create a work plan that was going to be relevant, I was going to need to talk to RNs and read the unit's policies and procedures. I planned on bringing a notepad and pen so that I could amend the plan as required. I would also add tasks that were carried out each day for caring for the patients and general running of the unit. Apart from making a plan and writing lists, I was also going to try and not overload myself during placement. You need to know what your limits are and try and avoid last-minute deadlines, large simultaneous projects, and over-scheduling. When you overload your brain, you can't fully comprehend or process properly, and your productivity and effectiveness can decline. I plan to limit last-minute deadlines, large simultaneous projects, and over-scheduling. I was also going to ask for help from the RNs. And finally, I was going to take care of myself. I planned to eat a healthy diet and get plenty of sleep and exercise. So what happened? My placement was on a renal dialysis unit. And I did manage to implement a number of the strategies. I also dropped the ball, so to speak, on a few of them. With my work plan, I set a goal of learning how to line and the dialysis machine by the end of the first week. By the end of the second week, I wanted to learn how to take the lines down and clean the machine. This was a process of watching and learning for a few days, then doing the task on my own and constantly repeating it so I would remember. By the third week, I wanted to learn how to care for a patient from beginning to end of their daily dialysis treatment. This was achieved by talking to the RNs, gaining their feedback, asking questions, reading the patient's medical charts, and talking to the patient themselves. By the fourth week, I was gathering dialysis items for the patient, lining their machines, checking their obs throughout the shift, writing their notes, taking lines down, cleaning the machines, and basically taking on the role of an RN for that patient. I also read numerous policies and procedures on caring for patients with end-stage renal failure. As for my strategy of limiting distractions, of course, no phones were allowed on the floor, so straight away one of my distractions was limited. I also held back on idle chit-chat when I was performing a task that was new to me. This helped me to keep focus. My strategy to avoid overloading myself was one where I didn't do so well. I've always overloaded myself, my whole life. And this is key, as sometimes I can't fully comprehend and process what needs to be done, as I am doing so many things at once. And this is where my productivity and effectiveness can decline. But with being a parent of 2 young children, caring for my elderly mother, building a house, and trying to do work on uni assignments, I can get pretty distracted at times. I realised on placement that I need to make a schedule so I wouldn't neglect parts of my life. So I made a schedule. I broke it down to time with my family, cooking, shopping, uni work, and placement. Although I was very busy, it did keep me balanced. I did ask for help from the RNs whilst on placement, but I didn't ask for any help outside of placement, and it did tend to be quite a struggle. I find it really difficult to ask for help, as I feel I should be able to do everything myself. I also tried to exercise and eat better, but again, this needs a bit more work, and I didn't do so well in placement with this strategy. So thanks for listening to my reflection. My strategy to improve my attention to detail is a work in progress.